Okay, today I'm going to do a commentary for the music video Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day. I'm just going to sort of do this in a kind of semi-live way, just sort of talk through some of the music video and some of the things in it which I might try and incorporate into my own music video. So I'm just going to start off. This music video is sort of a mix between narrative and performance. It starts off with the narrative bit separate to the performance, which I think is quite unique. This, of course, gives it quite a long time, as you can see down here, 7 minutes 12, despite the fact that the song isn't actually that long, because some of it is just purely performance, like this first bit. Although I don't intend to include this in my music video, I just thought it would be best to, analyse this a little bit, just to sort of, get some insight into that. So it starts off with this couple shot reverse shot sequence of them just talking in the field. And you see at the moment the colours are quite bright, happy, and if you listen to what they're talking about, is sort of they're talking about how much they're in love with each other, and happy stuff like that, how they're always going to be together, that kind of thing.
I just want this to last forever,
Well, I mean, no matter what, we've always had this and had each other. Nothing can change that. But just want you to know, no matter what, you always have somebody here for you. Always. I'm never gonna leave you. I'm never gonna leave you.
I'm just going to skip ahead of some of this narrative stuff, because it's sort of not really related to my music video. I'm not going to be putting it in. And sort of skip to when the song starts. And you see there's quite a contrast already with the dark colours coming in. So you can see the dark makeup that the singer is wearing, his facial expression, that all kind of conveys kind of a dark image as well as the kind of message, which really contrasts with these scenes here of the sunset, the happiness between the couple, that kind of thing. And they sort of clash with each other in that kind of way, because the themes in the lyrics don't relate to what you're seeing at all, really. Something that I've noticed about this sequence is that there's quite a lot of slow motion shots and a lot of close-ups. I think that sort of really gives you more time to focus on the emotions in the facial expressions, because they're on screen for a longer time. I think that's quite important in a music video where you're trying to convey emotions, is sort of giving the viewer enough time to analyse them and really understand what's going on. So as you can see, most of the shots so far have been in slow motion. And you've got this shot here, obviously, of the side profile of the lead singer there, which kind of adds to the anonymity of the whole thing. You don't really know what expression he's got on, because you can't see his face. You can just see the silhouette of him, which kind of is a bit dark and a bit mysterious, and has the viewer kind of asking questions. Then we kind of move into this separate bit where it kind of goes back to the narrative just now.
You didn't. Tell me you didn't.
Do what?
Tell me you didn't do it.
Tell me what? Ah.
Tell me you didn't do it, please. Please tell me you didn't do it.
And it's at this point we don't actually know why they're having an argument, which kind of adds to the mystery, and gets the readers to start asking questions in their head. They want to just sort of start completing the puzzle about the video, and kind of get some more interest in it, and get some thinking about it actively, about what could be happening next, or what could have got them so worked up. Because obviously, 2 minutes ago we saw them and they were the happiest couple on earth, and all of a sudden that's all changed. Another thing to notice in this scene is the fact that there's sort of quite a distance between them, and sort of here you can see she's been pushed away, whereas compared to the opening shots, where you could sort of see closeness and quite tightly framed with one another, this kind of like conveys a whole different set of emotions. And so I think this is quite important in a music video, sort of choosing the framing to kind of set the scene, the positioning of the actors and how they interact with one another, just to make sure that you're sort of getting the desired effect from your video.
I wanted to tell you.
I love you so
I love you
much.
too.
No.
Oh, stop. Just listen.
How can you do this? Oh my god! Oh my god!
When I thought of all told people you would understand. Why don't you understand? I did this for us! I did it for us! This is supposed to make it easier! I thought you'd be proud of me. I thought at least of all people, you would understand why I did this!
Oh God, oh my God.
As you can kind of hear, after the kind of escalation of emotions in that scene, the music's also stepped up as a result of it. You can hear there's a lot more sort of, the drums have come in, the bass, the backing guitar, so it's all sort of getting a bit more heavy, a bit more emotional after they sort of work themselves up in that, which I think is quite interesting. It's important that the action of the scene is matching with the tone of the song, and sort of the slower parts at the start, was a bit calmer, it was more in control, whereas here, as it's got heavier, it's kind of, the emotions have got stronger and more intense. Now here we sort of, the audience gets the answers to the question. The Enigma code has been solved here. We can see that the boyfriend has gone off, joined the military, and that's probably the reason why the girlfriend was so upset in the scenes before. So it refers back and answers a lot of the questions that the viewer was having, sort of, that kept him interested in the music video. And see that quick eye line match, just to kind of transition between two scenes, kind of show the difference between how he's feeling as he moves into this war setting. Again, there's quite a lot of slow motion shots here, as well as close-ups to really convey emotions. As I say, close-ups are quite important in this type of genre of music. It's quite an emotional genre of music, and so you want to try and build that and relate to your viewers in that way. Again, as the solo comes in, the music comes in, the action speeds up to match that, with the explosions and the fireworks in the band scenes. It all just kind of goes a bit hectic as the solo goes in. Something that I did notice in the scenes, particularly in the war scenes, was that when they are taking video of the boyfriend, they don't show the faces of anyone else in the platoon. They only focus on him, which kind of adds to the emotion of his loneliness and his solitude and his exclusion from everything else. It kind of isolates him and puts all the focus on him, and kind of gets up into his head how he feels kind of isolated and alone, because he hasn't got his girlfriend anymore, and he just sort of feels sad about that. And here we can see the final shot of the girl. As she looks up, you would expect her to be looking up, seeing her boyfriend there.
You always have somebody here for you. I'm never gonna leave you.
And as you can see, that kind of the structure and the narrative circles around in kind of a cyclical way there, as you refer back to the stuff that she said at the start of the music video, and kind of brings that back around, kind of adds to the emotion of it. And you expect a happy ending with it. The boyfriend comes back and everything's fine again, but that's not what you get in the real sense. It kind of it leaves it so that it's both they're both sad with the end, which kind of reflects the emotion of the song, really. So that was just my quick look into the Green Day video. There's definitely some stuff there that I can pick out and use in my own video, especially sort of close-ups for emotions, the framing, the kind of the spacing between characters. I mean, I'm not doing any strictly narrative-based stuff in mine. I mean, it's always going to have the song above it rather than sort of here where it would go quiet and have just almost like a film, like a narrative separate from the music video. I'm not gonna be able to do that in my one because it's just gonna be purely over the top of the song. But I still think there's some stuff there that I can use sort of for the narrative. As I said, the framing of the shots, the kind of the matching of action, and that kind of stuff. So I think it has been extremely valuable for me to watch this video and sort of take away some cues from it.